All right, here's part 4 of the Trotline stuff. We're going to talk about floats now. The floats I use, they look like this. This is an SB4 from Memphis Net and Twine, which is where I order. Sometimes I order stuff from Memphis Net and Twine, swivels, hooks, floats, all that stuff. And sometimes I order it from different other places like Louisiana Net Company. But these are the floats I use. I think these are SB4s. So the way I do my floats on my lines is I put 3 foot of string on them, and like I said, we got 110 swivels on a 100 hook trot line, so that gives you 10 swivels for your floats, so your floats don't get all wrapped up and tangled up if you're fishing in current. So I put them on 3 foot of string, hook them to the swivels that are on the body line. Now the floats are 5 hooks from each end of your 100 hook trot line. So 5 hooks from the end, 5 hooks from the beginning, and then after that you do 10 hooks in a float, 10 hooks in a float, 10 hooks in a float, that kind of pattern. That way whenever you tie 2 of these together, as in 2 full 100 hook lines, you don't mess up how your floats are staged. You still got 10 hooks between every float except for the very last float, which is 5 hooks from the end. Now, let's see. I think that's about got the floats covered. I was going to show you guys, this is a 8-quart feed pan from Tractor Supply. It's what you use to feed horses and stuff like that in. And it's made out of rubber, real kind of flimsy. What I do is, this is not a Vortex dish. Do not buy a Vortex dish for this because it will not work. The Vortex has got nylon bands in the top ring, and it just does not cut well with a hacksaw, and it will not hold you drops in there. But that's what I use. I just cut notches in it with a hacksaw, and this works pretty good. This is a 50 hook trot line, so it's got 5 floats in it. And if you're just wanting to do 25 or 50 hook trot line, we'll just have 1 or 2 of them. This may be the way to go for you. These are about $8. Takes about 10 minutes to cut all the notches in there and get your line in there. That may be the way to go for a lot of you people. Who knows? But I just want to share that with you. Now, what I use for a 100 hook trot line is a Trotline Box. You'll see on the bottom it's got runners. That way you can stack 10 of these on top of each other and go to beating around in the rough water. And they can only slide so far. They won't fall completely, slide off one another. And these are 18 inches square. And on top of that is 1/8 inch EPDM rubber. I order it off eBay. It comes in a sheet, like 3 foot long, a couple feet wide. And I trim it with scissors into 3/4 inch strips. And staple it on the top there, and I cut my notches. This is an 18 inch square box, and I cut my notches about 3/4 of an inch, maybe just a fuzz less, all the way around. And that gives me a little over 100 slots in here every time you count the corners where your rubber goes together and stuff. But yeah, and the bottom's just plywood. I just made these yesterday, just piddling around, because I had some 1/2 inch plywood. They're a little heavy. I like 1/4 inch, but they do just fine. I think I about got the Trotline Box covered and the floats and stuff, so we'll move on to something else.